Are you drifting or creating your life on purpose? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome today. We call this the purpose trap. And I was in it for at least 15 years, maybe longer, probably more like 25 years. Could even be longer than that, but we don't need to talk about how old I am. So today, let's talk about this as part of our Supersize Your You annual challenge. Today is day 214. But it's the second day that we're focusing this entire month on the spirituality area of our life framework. The life framework, just to refresh your memory, or if you're seeing it for the first time: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. During the pandemic, I added communication and confidence because I was getting some coaching in those areas, and I saw how powerful it was. When we improve our skills in either of those areas, it has an extremely positive impact, not only on our career, our businesses, but on our life, and it's how we show up as human beings. So let's talk about this a little bit more today. And why is it important? Why do we care? And guess what? We're going to ask why a whole bunch of times today. We're going to move up the 7 why exercise and do it today as part of our action item. Why it's that important. There's a difference between understanding and knowing our purpose and just having it be an idea in the back of our mind. No, I think of my purpose now as my compass. It's the landmark and keeps me going in the direction of what I want my life to go. So will I make detours off the absolute optimum path for me to get from where I am to where I want to go in any area and aspect of my life? Of course, we are human. We will all do that. But by knowing why I'm here, why I exist. And I looked for a long time, and it actually took a sudden cardiac arrest for me to have a clue of my actual purpose here on the planet. And I don't recommend that as a path to determining your purpose. It's a whole lot easier than that. I'm going to give you a strategy and a technique to do that today. And it's going to be the 7 why exercise. Why? Because we need to go within to find what our purpose is. Our purpose for being here is slightly different than everybody else's. And I'll tell you the conclusion I came to after my cardiac arrest as to what my purpose is. And here's the funny thing. I knew it all the time, but I guess I would say I didn't think I actually deserved to be living that purpose, or that I was anyone that should have been assigned that type of a purpose or adopt that type of purpose. But that's the truth of it. We are all born to do, be, and have certain things here. And it's up to us to claim those by going after them. It means we got to take some action. Cost of drifting in our life is years of regret and wasted energy, effort, emotion, time, etc. It's broken relationships. It's not being true to who we are and getting into the wrong relationships, or starting the wrong type businesses, or taking the wrong job. And by wrong, I mean wrong for us, because nothing's really right or wrong. Everything's relative. Well, and I believe, and we all believe, of course, that certain things are absolutely wrong. I think murder's wrong, right? But when somebody murders someone else or heinously harms other human beings, I don't know whether I'm for or against the death penalty. I've never had to experience it close enough to my life to actually form a true confusion. But I know if anybody hurt my kids or my grandkids, I would wish them to not be here on the planet anymore. So I guess I do have a stand on it. So our purpose, and this is coming from somebody, literally, I chased my purpose, and I remember thinking, oh, I wish it was like all these other people, these famous people that just knew what to do and they went out and did it. Famous pianists. My cousin, one of my cousins is an incredible flautist. She's got a gold flute. Her husband bought her a gold flute. It's beautiful, and she plays it beautifully. I have another aunt who's an incredible artist. Like me, she has vision challenges, so she doesn't really paint anymore, but absolutely amazing ability to take the idea in her head or something she sees and create a beautiful painting out of it. I have some of her paintings. I don't think right close to me, but I should change my background and put that. That would be a beautiful background, one of her paintings. All right, I digress. So I used to spend a lot of time, and I realized that by spending time not And I was grateful and I was in awe more so than anything else of people that already knew what to do and knew what they were doing was in alignment and matched up with exactly who they are. And I guess it took the sudden cardiac arrest to shake out of me that, number one, we don't compare ourselves to others because we'll never know or see the whole story. And if we compare ourselves to others, there's always ways to come up short. And guess what? Our subconscious and our wonderful, amazing brains will serve up us all the reasons we're not as good as they are or why we don't deserve something. Why many of our brains do that, I have no idea. I think we're wired that way. So we have to do things intentionally to counteract that wiring. So once I actually had that experience, and guess what? The experience itself didn't lead me to understand my purpose. The work that came after that experience is what actually helped me to uncover what my true purpose is. It was a long process, but I boiled it down to we can do it actually almost instantly, not quite instantly, but within about 5 minutes, you can identify your purpose. If you so choose. If you keep believing that you don't know what your purpose is, guess what? It's right in front of your face, but you will not see it. You will have blinders onto it because you keep telling yourself and believing that it's hard for you or you don't see it or everybody else is so much more fortunate than you, etc. All those things we do to keep ourselves tightly within our own little comfort zone. Actually, here I've got a graphic. I was going to use this to illustrate something else, but it works for this because it is about our comfort zone. When we do things that are truly us, we're hitting the target. We're hitting the spot on the target for our comfort zone. And that is telling us things that are, well, not necessarily right for us. They're things that have worked for us in the past. And we need to question those things every day and as they come up, because they will keep us stuck in the same exact spot we are right now. So if you don't like the results you're getting right now in any area and aspect of your life, especially with respect to spirituality this month, we're going to change that. So we're going to do the 7 why exercise. I could talk about a bunch more key points on this. Let me see what I got written down today. All my notes. I actually did the 7 why exercise quickly this morning on this so that I can talk through it with you. And then we'll talk about what our action item is today. Our action item is going to be to do the 7 why exercise. And I might put reflective questions in the comments below, and you can just think about those and ponder on those today if you so choose. It's always optional, right? I put things together, and I'm working with different structures and frameworks in terms of presenting these videos so that you get the most value out of them. So I'd love some feedback on that. If you're open to it, saying, okay, this isn't working. We don't like your story, Sharon. Or you take too long to say goodbye. You take too long. You stutter over your words. You make spelling errors. Okay, I got it. So let's talk about the 7 why exercise. If you've been with me for any amount of time at all, you have probably been exposed to the 7 why exercise. I learned this from Dean Graziosi. I love to give credit where I can remember it's due. Everything we've all learned and anything we share, pretty much we've learned from other people, right? Or other experiences that we've had. And so I give credit to everyone else in the universe who helped shape me and help me become who I am today. How's that? All right, 7 why exercise. Why do we care about this? I have found this is the best exercise through using it literally thousands of times. I have never calculated how many times I've used this exercise, but literally thousands. And I've helped thousands of other people use it as well. Actually, probably 100,000 people or more. So I know it works. And you might say, oh, but it won't work for me. I am a special cucumber or snowflake. Everything about me is different. Guess what? Every single human on the planet believes that and thinks that, because it's the truth. We are all different, and it'll only work for you if you try to do it and work it and tweak it and make it your own. Anyway, I learned it from Dean Graziosi in January of 2020. I remember exactly where I learned it because it had a profound impact on me when I actually didn't believe that it would. Like everybody else, you may have heard of the 5 why exercise, which is an exercise for understanding yourself or your organization or your position better. Nobody else's, because we don't even understand why we do things a lot of the time on a conscious level. So how on earth would we ever expect that we could understand why other people do the things that they do? That's just an Exercise in futility, I call that. So, what's our why today? Well, what do we want? I want to know my purpose here on planet Earth. Why do I exist? What am I here for? What is my compass point? Who am I? Why am I here? Etc. That's our first question. Let me grab mine and my magnifying glass. So I'll tell you what I put. Because I just ran through this in about 20 seconds. Because I want a sense of direction. Well, why do I want a sense of direction? So I know what to do. Why do I want to know what to do? So I don't waste time. Why do I not want to waste time? Or why do I want to use my time efficiently and effectively? Because I don't know how much time I have. Just like everybody else on the planet, right? Does anybody know when their expiration date is? No. I have come to believe that there is no understanding with respect to that as a human being. And that when our time is up, our time is up. And somehow, some way, it's going to be up in ways that we can't even possibly imagine. And I like to think that mine is going to be in my sleep peacefully at home. But we'll see. Everybody has a different type of experience. I already had the kind of traumatic death experience, so I would like a calm one next time around. I think for the sake of my family and those I love about more than for me. What was I on? Oh, we don't know how much time we have left. And why do I care about that? Because there's people out there that need me. There's people, I believe, that need me and that need to hear the message I have to share. The sixth why. So why do I care about that? Why do I want that? So that I can give value to them and to other people. Why do I want to give value to people? Because it makes me feel good. And it makes me know that I'm having a positive impact on at least some people's lives. And that gives me a sense of purpose. So if me wanting to have a positive impact on the people I come in contact's life is my compass, that will cause me to choose and make different decisions and choices than I otherwise would. I say often, and I think you probably heard it, set the example. Be an example, not a warning. And that came from this sense of purpose, this compass that I'm following as I go through my life. So use a 7 why exercise today to do something like that for yourself. And if you so choose to have it work for you, it'll work for you. And by the time you answer the 7 why questions, you will know or have a very huge clue and might want to tweak the words, etc. with it, because I didn't even tweak them yet today. But that's what we're going to do today. That's our action item today. And I want to know in the comments below, not what your why is, unless you want to share it, because guess what? The fastest way to achieve our purpose is to let people know what the heck it is. So if you want, share it. Otherwise, just, I forgot what I was going to say, put in there. Oh, what's the number one reason that you exist here on planet Earth? Share that. That would be one. That's not necessarily your purpose, but that is what you could share if you're not comfortable sharing your purpose. I have come to believe, I'm going to just tell you right now, that everybody on the planet's purpose, if we don't have a purpose, I say everybody can use this one. We are all here to be the best possible example and the best possible version of ourselves for the world and for other people. Imagine the world if everybody was actually just doing that every single day, and that was each of our purpose, and we lived that way. I think the world would be a pretty cool place. All right, that's it. If I can help in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.